You're lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, replaying every conversation you've had with this one person who makes your heart race. You send them a message, and your phone lights up. But it's not them. Hours pass, days pass, sometimes even weeks, yet you still cling to the hope that maybe, just maybe, they'll respond differently next time. When you finally see them, you smile like they're your entire world, but their smile back feels hollow. They laugh at your jokes politely, but not wholeheartedly. They show up when it's convenient, disappear when you need them most, and yet your heart won't let go. Sound familiar? This is the quiet torment of being in love with someone who doesn't love you back. Psychology calls it unrequited love, a love that flows in one direction but never returns. It's one of the most emotionally draining and soul-crushing experiences a person can go through. You give, you wait, you hope, but at the end of the day, you're the only one investing in something that was never meant to grow. But here's the truth no one tells you. Love is not supposed to be one-sided. Love is not begging, chasing, or trying to prove your worth. True love is mutual. It flows both ways. In this video, we'll go beyond surface-level advice and unpack the deep psychological signs that reveal when you're trapped in a love that's not being returned. More importantly, we'll explore why it happens, what it does to your soul, and how you can find the strength to walk away before it drains you completely. If you've ever felt invisible in someone's world while making them the center of yours, then this video is for you. Let's dive in.
Subscribe to this channel for more wisdom, life-transforming lesson. It helps to make this channel serve you better.
1. You're always the one initiating everything. Let's be honest. Every healthy relationship runs on a rhythm of give and take. You text, they text back. You call, they call back. You plan a date, they plan the next. It feels natural, balanced, and mutual. But when you're in love with someone who doesn't love you back, that rhythm is broken. Suddenly, you realize you're the one always reaching out, always initiating, always trying to keep things alive, while they put in minimal effort, if any at all. Think about it. Who usually sends the first good morning text? Who usually asks to hang out? Who usually tries to fix things when there's a misunderstanding? If the answer is always you, then deep down, you already know. You're fighting for a connection that only exists on your side. Psychologists call this relationship imbalance. It happens when one person carries the weight of emotional investment while the other simply coasts along. Over time, this imbalance drains you emotionally and mentally. You start questioning your worth. You wonder if you're being too needy, too clingy, or too much, when in reality, you're simply craving the basic effort that real love naturally gives. Let me paint a picture. Imagine Sarah, a young woman in her late 20s, deeply in love with Mark, a coworker she's been dating casually for a few months. Every morning, she sends him a sweet message before work. Sometimes he replies, sometimes he doesn't. When she suggests lunch together, he's too busy. But when he needs help with something at the office, he calls her instantly. She convinces herself he's just stressed, that he'll eventually come around, that her persistence will win his heart. But here's the raw truth. Sarah isn't in a relationship. She's in a one-sided chase. And here's the lesson. Love that is real does not need constant proving. If someone truly values you, they will initiate. They will show up. They will make the effort without being begged. Think of it like watering a plant. If only one person keeps watering while the other never bothers, eventually the plant withers, not because water doesn't exist, but because care was never mutual. Relationships work the same way. Now, here's the danger. When you're always initiating, you subconsciously train your heart to accept crumbs. You begin to lower your standards, telling yourself, at least they replied, or at least they showed up once. That mindset is dangerous because it blinds you to the fact that you deserve far more than the bare minimum. So what should you do if you find yourself always initiating? Step back. Stop being the first to text or call. Give them space to show whether they care enough to reach out. Observe their actions. If days go by without effort from them, that silence speaks louder than any excuse. Value your worth. Remind yourself, if someone truly loves you, you won't have to beg for their attention. It will flow naturally. Wisdom says, where there is love, there is pursuit. If you're always chasing while they're always running, it's not love, it's a trap. 2. They're present, but emotionally unavailable. Have you ever been in the same room with someone, yet felt completely alone? That's what it feels like to love someone who doesn't love you back. They might be physically there, sitting beside you, even sharing a meal, but emotionally, they're distant, detached, unreachable. This is one of the most painful signs of unrequited love. The person gives you just enough presence to keep you hanging, but not enough emotional connection to make you feel secure. And psychology explains this as emotional unavailability, a state where someone avoids deep connection because they're unwilling or unable to invest emotionally. They may talk, laugh, and spend time with you, but when it comes to opening up their heart, sharing vulnerabilities, or making you feel truly seen, they shut down. Let's put this in a relatable example. Picture James, a man in his 30s dating Lisa. Whenever they're together, she's polite, kind, and even fun, but when James tries to discuss deeper things, like their future, his struggles at work, or even his dreams, Lisa quickly changes the subject. She avoids intimacy by keeping things surface level. James convinces himself he just needs time, but months later, nothing has changed. She's there physically, but emotionally, she's absent. Now, here's the hidden truth. When someone is emotionally unavailable, they're giving you the illusion of a relationship without the substance of one. And that illusion is addictive. You cling to the little moments of presence, thinking they mean love, but in reality, they're just temporary shadows of what real connection should feel like. And why is this dangerous? Because it leaves you in limbo. You're not fully rejected, but you're not fully loved either. You live in the gray zone of almost, and that almost can keep you stuck for years, hoping, waiting, praying for change that may never come. It's like sitting at a dinner table with your favorite dish in front of you, but never being allowed to take a bite. The smell is there, the sight is there, but the satisfaction will never come. That's what it feels like to love someone emotionally unavailable. So how do you deal with this? Recognize the pattern. If someone avoids deep conversations, avoids vulnerability, and never invests emotionally, that's a clear sign. Stop making excuses for them. Emotional unavailability is not always about timing. It's often about choice. Decide what you truly want. Do you want a hearted bond, or do you deserve a relationship where someone meets you heart for heart? Wisdom teaches us, love without vulnerability is just performance. If you're constantly giving your heart while the other person guards theirs behind walls, you're not in love, you're in prison. 3. Their words and actions don't match. One of the clearest signs that someone doesn't love you back is inconsistency. They may say, "I care about you," or "you mean something to me," but when it comes to their actions, showing up when you need them, making sacrifices, putting you first, their behavior tells a different story. Love isn't just what people say, it's what they do. Psychologists call this the cognitive dissonance of affection, when someone's words project care, but their actions consistently reveal detachment. And when you're in love with such a person, you become an expert at making excuses. They said they love me. Maybe they're just stressed right now. They said they want a future. Maybe they just need more time. They apologized for hurting me, so maybe they didn't mean it. But here's the danger. Words without consistent actions are empty. They keep you emotionally hooked, feeding you just enough hope to stay while depriving you of the love you truly deserve. Let's imagine a scenario. Emma has been dating David for nearly a year. He tells her she's special and talks about marriage someday. But when Emma's father falls ill and she needs David by her side, he says he's too busy with work. When her birthday comes around, he forgets until the next day. When she hints at meeting his family, he deflects with excuses. David's words say one thing, but his actions scream another. Now here's the painful truth Emma can't admit. If someone truly values you, they will align their actions with their words. If they say, "You're important to me," they will show it through consistency, reliability, and sacrifice. Think about this. When a parent tells a child, "I love you," but never feeds, nurtures, or protects that child, do we call it love? Of course not. We call it neglect. The same applies in relationships. Words without action equal emotional neglect. So why do people cling to someone whose words and actions don't match? Because of the hope gap. You believe their words, hoping one day their actions will catch up. That gap between what they say and what they do becomes a prison you willingly live in, holding on to the possibility of change. Here's the wisdom lesson. Stop listening only to what they say. Start watching what they do. If they consistently fail to back up their words, believe the pattern, not the promise. Don't confuse potential with reality. Someone might have the potential to love you right, but what matters is what they're actually doing now. Love is not theory, it's practice. If their love is only in words, you're not loved, you're being managed. 4. You feel more lonely with them than without them. Here's a paradox that shocks many people. Sometimes the loneliest place you can be is inside a relationship. When you love someone who doesn't love you back, you often feel emptier with them than when you're alone. Why? Because your heart is reaching out for connection, but instead of being received, it bounces back unanswered. That emotional void feels heavier when you're in someone's presence, but not in their heart. That's what happens when love is one-sided. You start to lose yourself in the void of unmet emotional needs. Now here's what makes it worse. Because the person occasionally shows small gestures of affection, a smile, a compliment, a date night, you cling to those crumbs, convincing yourself that this is love. But love is not supposed to feel like begging for scraps at a banquet. True love is abundant, nourishing, and fulfilling. Wisdom says, better to walk alone in peace than sit beside someone in silence that screams neglect. Here's the harsh but liberating truth. If you constantly feel lonely in someone's presence, it's not love. It's absence disguised as company. So what do you do if you feel lonelier with them than without them? Acknowledge your emptiness. Stop lying to yourself that at least you have someone. Being half-loved is worse than being single. Stop glorifying their crumbs. Occasional gestures don't equal real intimacy. Choose wholeness over companionship. Sometimes you must choose the loneliness of healing over the loneliness of neglect. Being with someone who doesn't love you back is like standing in the rain holding an umbrella that doesn't open. You think you're covered, but you're still getting soaked. The sooner you step away, the sooner you'll find real shelter. 5.
you keep making excuses for their behavior. One of the strongest signs you're in love with someone who doesn't love you back is when you find yourself constantly explaining away their poor treatment of you. Instead of admitting the truth, that they don't prioritize you, you start creating excuses to shield yourself from the pain of reality. They didn't call back because they're busy. They forgot my birthday because they have so much on their mind. They didn't show up because something important must have come up. Sound familiar? This is what psychologists describe as cognitive dissonance in relationships. It's the mental gymnastics we perform to make a painful reality feel less unbearable. When the person you love doesn't love you back, your brain tries to protect you from heartbreak by fabricating justifications. In other words, you rewrite their neglect as accidental, their coldness as temporary, and their absence as circumstantial. But here's the tragedy. Excuses are the band-aids we place over wounds that need real healing. Let's imagine a relatable example. Sophia has been dating Chris for almost a year. Every time she wants to introduce him to her family, he says he's not ready. Every time she wants to talk about the future, he dodges the conversation. Whenever he hurts her with dismissive words, he apologizes briefly and she quickly forgives, telling her friends, "He's just under pressure. He's not normally like this." But if Sophia looks at the pattern, she'll realize Chris has always been this way. The problem isn't pressure, it's priority. Why do we make excuses? Because facing the truth is terrifying. Accepting that someone you love doesn't feel the same way threatens your self-worth. You'd rather believe a story that preserves the relationship, even if it's fake, than confront the reality that it's one-sided. But here's the wisdom you need to hear. Excuses don't change reality. They only delay your freedom. Every excuse you make chains you tighter to someone who doesn't value you. If someone constantly cancels on you, doesn't show up for you, or avoids commitment, stop telling yourself they'll change when things calm down. Instead, ask yourself, if they truly cared, would they treat me this way in the first place? True love doesn't need excuses. It proves itself through actions. So, what's the solution? Stop romanticizing potential. Judge the relationship by what is, not what could be. Face the patterns, not the promises. If the behavior keeps repeating, excuses won't fix it. Set boundaries. If they cross those boundaries consistently, love yourself enough to walk away. Wisdom says, excuses are the lies we tell ourselves to protect someone else's comfort at the cost of our own pain. Don't keep defending someone who wouldn't defend you. 6. You're always afraid of losing them. Here's a hard truth. When you're truly loved, you feel secure. When you're only tolerated, you feel anxious. If you're in love with someone who doesn't love you back, you live in a constant state of fear. Fear of saying the wrong thing, fear of pushing them away, fear of losing the little bit of attention they give you. Instead of enjoying the relationship, you walk on eggshells, terrified that one wrong move will make them vanish. This fear is rooted in what psychologists call anxious attachment. It happens when your emotional investment far outweighs theirs, making you cling harder while they pull away. You start monitoring their every word, reading into their silences, obsessing over how to keep them interested. Picture this scenario. Daniel has been dating Claire for 6 months. He loves her deeply, but he notices something unsettling. Claire doesn't seem as invested. Whenever he suggests spending more time together, she seems reluctant. When he expresses how much she means to him, she responds with vague words like, "Yeah, I care too." Daniel constantly fears she's going to leave. He overthinks every text before sending it, apologizes for things he didn't do wrong, and sacrifices his own happiness just to keep her comfortable. Here's the irony. The more afraid you are of losing someone, the more you lose yourself. And in trying so hard to keep them, you reinforce the imbalance. They see your desperation and take it for granted, while you live trapped in emotional slavery. Now, let's contrast this with healthy love. In a healthy relationship, both partners feel safe. You don't fear losing each other every day because the foundation of trust is strong. There's room for mistakes, disagreements, and growth because the love is mutual. Real love reassures. One-sided love destabilizes. Here's the wisdom lesson. If you're constantly anxious about being abandoned, it's not love, it's captivity. Love should bring peace, not paranoia. If you have to beg to stay relevant in someone's life, you're not loved, you're tolerated. So what should you do? Recognize the root of your fear. Are you scared because of their behavior or because of your own insecurity? Test the relationship. Pull back slightly. If they care, they'll close the gap. If they don't, their silence will expose the truth. Reclaim your worth. You are not disposable. Anyone who treats you as replaceable doesn't deserve your loyalty. Remember this wisdom. The right person will make you feel chosen, not anxious. If fear is the dominant feeling in your love, then it isn't love, it's a prison disguised as affection. 7. They only reach out when they need something. One of the most heartbreaking realizations is when you notice that the person you love only contacts you when it benefits them. They call when they're bored, they text when they're lonely, they show up when they need a favor. But when it's you who needs comfort, encouragement, or support, they're nowhere to be found. This is not love. This is emotional exploitation. Psychologists describe this as a transactional relationship, a connection where one person treats the other as a convenience rather than a priority. You become their emotional ATM. They withdraw your time, energy, and care whenever they want, but never deposit anything back. Let's paint this in a real scenario. Olivia is in love with Ryan, a charming man who calls her often, but over time she realizes a pattern. Ryan's calls usually begin with requests. Can you help me with this? Can you drop by to bring that? Can you listen to me rant a bit? Olivia gives and gives, rides, meals, emotional support, because she loves him. But when Olivia's car breaks down, Ryan suddenly has no time. When she's sick, he doesn't check in. When she needs a listening ear, he's unavailable. Here's the harsh truth. If someone only comes to you when they need something, you're not their partner, you're their resource. And the danger is this. When you're deeply in love, you might not notice the imbalance. You mistake their occasional gratitude as affection. You confuse their dependency for love. But dependency is not love, it's convenience. Think about this. If someone values you only for what you give, then the moment you stop giving, the relationship collapses. That is not love, that is usage. So what's the wisdom here? Watch their patterns. Do they call to check on you just because, or only when they want something? Test their reciprocity. The next time you need support, see if they show up. If they vanish, your answer is clear. Stop being the supplier. Love is not slavery. Don't reduce yourself to a provider of convenience for someone who wouldn't lift a finger for you. Real love says, I'm here for you not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Anything less is not love. It's exploitation.
8. You've lost yourself trying to earn their love. Perhaps the most painful sign of all is this. You look in the mirror and realize you're no longer the person you used to be. In your desperate attempt to win their love, you've reshaped yourself, silenced parts of who you are, and compromised your worth. This happens because when love is unreturned, you subconsciously start bargaining with yourself. You think, maybe if I dress differently, they'll like me more. Maybe if I stop expressing my needs, they'll stay. Maybe if I become whatever they want, they'll finally love me. But here's the tragedy. Every time you shrink yourself to fit into their mold, you lose a piece of your identity. This is what psychologists call self-abandonment in relationships. It's when you sacrifice your core values, interests, and self-respect in order to hold on to someone. But the more you abandon yourself, the less attractive you become, not just to them, but to yourself. Let's bring this alive with an illustration. Jason used to be a confident, outgoing young man who loved art, sports, and traveling. But when he fell in love with Michelle, he realized she didn't share his passions. Instead of staying true to himself, Jason started reshaping. He quit his painting classes because she called them a waste of time. He stopped traveling because she said it was selfish. He even changed the way he dressed because she mocked his style. Over time, Jason wasn't Jason anymore. He was just a shadow of who he used to be, desperately hoping Michelle would approve. But here's the irony. Even after giving up so much of himself, Michelle still didn't love him back. That's the cruel truth of unrequited love. You can lose yourself trying to be enough for someone who never intended to choose you. Here's the wisdom lesson. Love should grow you, not shrink you. If someone's presence makes you less of yourself, it's not love, it's bondage. The right person won't require you to abandon yourself. They will celebrate your passions, not suffocate them. Your self-worth is not negotiable. You were whole before them, and you will still be whole without them. Remember this timeless wisdom. If you must become someone else to be loved, then you are not loved. You are being tolerated. Let's be real. Realizing you love someone who doesn't love you back is devastating. It feels like mourning a death, because in truth, you're grieving a future that will never happen. But here's the liberation hidden in the pain. It's better to confront the truth now than waste years in the prison of false hope. Here's the final thought. Love is not supposed to feel like begging. Love is not supposed to feel like walking on eggshells. Love is not supposed to feel like loneliness, fear, and excuses. True love is mutual, abundant, and secure. If the signs we've unpacked sound familiar, if you're always initiating, excusing, shrinking, fearing, and giving without receiving, it's time to face reality. They don't love you the way you love them, and that's okay, because someone else will. You don't need to convince the wrong person to see your worth. You need to protect your heart so that the right person, the one who loves you back without conditions, will have the chance to find you. So here's the food for thought I'll leave you with. Don't spend your life trying to convince someone to choose you. Instead, spend your life becoming the person who chooses themselves first. Because when you value yourself enough to walk away from half love, you make room for real love to finally walk in. If this video shook you, then subscribe to this channel for more success relationship-driven content. Like and share this video around. Comment if you have any. I'll be back with more thrilling content.